Hey, Jason, they went and caught a handful of fish this morning. Hang on a minute before you start. And one thing you're going to need is a good fillet knife, and I would recommend getting like a Rapala. It's about 15 bucks, but you want a nice flimsy blade. Don't get a little cheap $4, $5, $6 one. They're worthless. Go ahead and spend the money and get a good fillet knife. Okay, here you go. She's going to show you how she fillets a perch.
It's been a long time. I can't even remember the last time I filleted a fish, but anyway.
See those little flipper fins on the side? She goes right under that.
And here's the gill area. That kind of gives you a landmark.
Yeah.
And I kind of hold on to the gill area, and I make my first cut kind of back from that.
Cut back toward the head, and then rotate the blade.
These are a little bit harder to do than the bass. And you kind of push down so you can just slide it along.
Okay, then you flip that open.
And then I start back by the tail.
Right where her finger's at.
And then a lot of times you can just kind of hold it and
keep your blade flat. Don't cut into the skin, and just flat and push it along. That's why you need a flexible blade. There you go. Now see how that come off there now. There's a little rib section. You want to be sure and get those out of there so you don't get choked on one of them. Always be cautious when you're eating fish that there could be a rib bone in there. Okay, there's one little fillet off a perch.
You want to open that bag? I kind of missed a little right there.
Yeah, she hadn't cleaned one in 2 or 3 years. It's been a while since we've done fish. Okay, now she just flips it over and gonna do the other side. And it takes a little practice. It's gonna be a little difficult for you at first.
Gosh, man.
But
this one.
Getting your blade just right, but
I'm not doing a very good job, Jason.
Well, she does better than I do. I tear them all up. But just practice. If you get some perch and practice on them, you'll learn, because once you do a little perch, you can do a bass easy.
I used to be able to fillet a minnow, but this knife is dull as a post.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, well after she gets this one, we're going to sharpen the knife right quick.
I mean, it is dull.
Okay, she's going to sharpen her knife. This Rapala knife came with this little sharpener. And you just run it through there evenly several times.
It's at the right angle. There's two little...
Yeah, it's already mounted at the right angle. Just keep it straight down and run it through there several times, and it'll sharpen that blade. I don't know how many, what, 10, 15, 20 times, Cindy?
Yeah, probably. I can't believe how dull it was out of the box.
Yeah, it should have been sharper than that right out of the box. But a good fillet knife will make all the difference in how hard it is to clean your fish.
Well, let's see if I can do a little better job.
Alright. We're going to try number 2 here. You have to kind of feel your way under the edge of the bones, and it's like I said, it's going to take you some practice to do this.
That's part of what it was. See how much easier that went through there? The knife was dull as could be.
Keep your knife good and sharp, because you know about that. You love knives anyway. So, okay.
Missed a little rib bone.
See, there's a little bone right there she missed. She just took out. So you want to be real careful about those, because you can choke easy on a fish bone. You can take your finger and feel them if there's any in there. But be careful when you're eating them, just in case you do miss one.
Okay, Ben. We'll wash them later when we get them home.
Yeah, did we bring that bottle of water? Oh yeah, it's on the bumper. Okay, and you just flip it over and repeat on the other side. Don't cut it all the way off the tail. You want that to hang on so you have something to hold on to. They make a fish cleaning board. It's about 14, 16 inches long. Has a clamp on the end of it that you clamp the head in. You might want to get one of those. That really helps hold it good. Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's much easier when
yeah, with a sharp knife, it's
sharp.
way easy. Okay, there's 2 down. Now do a bass for him.
This was my bass. This was Ben's bass.
Yeah, Ben caught the big one here.
Ben caught a little bit bigger bass than Ben.
Yee-hoo!
Woohoo! Go Ben!
Okay, bass, same way. Start toward the head, and then rotate your blade. Find that, you'll feel it. Just find that bony rib cage under there. Like I said, it's going to take you a little practice.
Went a little bit deep.
Bump the button.
Get a little bit more off of
Yeah,
bass.
you get a lot bigger fillet off of bass. And now she's gonna do the ribs on that. I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see what she's doing. Of course, we're gonna take these home and wash them real good.
Oh yeah.
After we get them home. We're down here at the flying field skinning fish, doing fish.
I used to be a lot better at this. I swear this is why Terry married me.
I did. She didn't have no boat, but she could clean fish so
There's
good.
a little, you can run your finger across it and feel them. There's a little tiny row of bones right there, and I generally will make a little tiny
Yeah, on each
cut
side of them.
right there because they're tiny. And
Tiny bones, and you do not want to try to eat those. You get choked on.
okay, Ben.
All right, should do one more for you. Well, we'll do this side, and then we'll do one more fish.
I was trying to see what he's been eating. Who the heck is doing that?
Dale's truck, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
He's probably doing it on purpose. Oh.
I'm gonna smack him in a minute if you don't.
Oh, they're looking at a door.
Oh.
The window and stuff. All right.
Gosh, Dale. Really?
Sorry for the beeping.
Are you skinning them here?
Well, that's where Terry
Trying
was.
to. All right, now she'll do the rib cage in this one. The little ribs. Kind of zoom in and not lose focus. I lost focus on the last one.
Oh, I didn't know you was over there. I wouldn't have been honking my horn.
We wondered what the heck you were
sorry.
doing.
I was showing Nate.
Now, don't forget that little line of
Missed
bones.
a couple right here.
Well, she's gonna get them first.
Ah.
Get those all out of there, and then that little center down the middle.
You can just feel them right
You can
there.
feel the ends of them right there. You want to cut on either side of that and get those out of there. There you go. There's your nice, good, clean fillet. We'll wash them at home, and then when we get home later this evening, we'll fry them up for you. Show you how. All right, I'm gonna do one more for this.
This is Ben's bass. He did a good
All
job.
right. Yeah, this is Ben's big old bass. Okay. Like I said, it's gonna take you some practice, buddy, to get used to this, but just try it. Start out on some perch, and they're harder, and if you learn how to do them, then a bass will be easy.
Oh boy. Look at all the worms in this
Yeah,
bass.
that's a bad thing about pond bass. They got a lot of, see the yellow things? Our hand's in the way now.
Worms.
Move your hand.
Yep.
Those are worms. That comes from being in warm water. Anyway, you can just, if there are any in your fillets, just cut them out of there. It won't hurt a thing. But the fish that are out of a pond are generally wormy like that.
I knew this one would be
But
because
doesn't hurt nothing.
I could see him on the tail. See him on the tail? Into its tail right there.
All right, rib cage.
Yuck.
Okay, couple back there. Very, very important to get your bones out of there. Now that little center section she's filling, cut right beside it. You're gonna lose a little chunk of meat there, but it's got a bunch of bones. See it? It's got a lot of bones in it right there.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, another good fillet. But if you'll start out on some smaller bass or some perch and practice, it will be a lot easier learning, because it's going to take some practice to learn how to do this. But you definitely want a good quality fillet knife with a flexible blade that'll flex and bend.
This thing is already getting dull again.
But now you see why I told you couldn't use one of your hunting knives. It's too stiff of a blade. It has to be flexible. Okay. Well, we're gonna have fish for dinner tonight. She's got a few more perch here too, but I'm not gonna film all them. Just to finish up this bass here. Then the next section we'll do the battering and cooking tonight. All right, buddy. There you go. There's how you fillet fish. Now we're gonna wash this off, wash the cooler off, and then we'll wash the fillets when we get home, clean them real good, and then batter them and cook them. Okay, one more thing. On a bigger fish, the bass, and especially big bass, there's a nice little fillet of meat on the cheek.
This
right
one,
there.
it's going to be small, but
This will be small, but it's generally on
almost
a bigger
like a
fish.
clam or something. It's that's what it reminds me of.
We always get them out of there 'cause that's kind of like a delicacy, boy. They're just really good and tender.
You pull that little.
Pull that off, and then you fillet it off.
But
of
on
that skin.
a big one, there'll be a big piece.
Yeah,
But boy,
you get
this is
2-3
yummy.
pound bass. That's going to be a pretty good chunk of
Yeah,
meat.
it'll be about that big.
And it's really, really good. So
Yummy.
anyway, now on to the cook pot.
I kind of preheated this one.
Okay, Jason, Natalie, you may want to watch. I'm sure you're going to watch this too. She's already washed the fillets from where we cleaned them at the field yesterday. So she washed them good, rinsed them all off, and she's put her seasoning in a bowl. What brand was this?
This was like Louisiana.
This is Louisiana
style or something.
fish mix. It's good too. They didn't. The store we went to did not have the one I was telling you about, the War Eagle, but we will get a pack of that, and I'm gonna send you some. But it's the best. But anyway, this has some seasoning and stuff mixed in it. She put a little bit of salt and pepper in it, and then there's two ways you can cook your fish. Really, you can do it in a skillet with grease, or you can put it in a little deep fryer. I know you said you wanted to probably cook some out camping or hiking, so you're probably going to want to use a skillet with some grease in it. But anyway, go ahead.
First thing I do is season the pan a little. This is what makes those first few pieces of fish come out looking crispy. Sometimes you'll cook a few and the first couple that you cook don't look as crispy and yummy as the rest of them. Well, it's because the first few fish that you cook actually seasons your pan. I do that by just sprinkling a little of the fish coating in there. And you can see it was hot because it bubbled up when I dropped that in there. So my oil's ready. And these are damp and cold. And that's how you want it to go in this skillet.
It'll hold the batter better when it's a little bit damp.
And you don't want to overcrowd your fish either. Don't crowd your skillet because it doesn't cook as well. And so in this small skillet, I'll probably only put like 4 fillets in there at a time. And I just generously coat it with this and make sure they're damp so it'll cover.
Hope you can hear okay. I think you can. I'm pretty close to her. Our air conditioner's running in the background.
Sorry.
But no, I think you can hear you.
So that's all I'll start with in this skillet right there.
And about how long do you do them on one side?
Probably 3-4 minutes. This one I'll cook a little longer because that's the
bigger.
bass and it's thicker. But these will cook pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So 2-3 minutes on
2 or
each
3 minutes
side,
on the
maybe,
perch.
and this one 3 or 4
3 to
minutes.
4 on that on each side.
The way you can tell a fish is done is a fork won't go through it. It'll be rubbery. If it's done, your fork will
just
easily go right through it.
And she's got her burner up on high.
Medium to high.
Medium to high. So you want your grease bubbling like this.
Well, I'll put a couple more along later.
Yum,
And
yum.
if it acts like it's cooking too fast, you can always turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to coat a few more while I'm waiting on
It doesn't take very long to cook fish.
No.
Now, you're going to need something to put it on.
Yeah, I'll grab it later. Just a second.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Grab a plate. You're going to want, something to put your fish in when it's cooked. The best thing is just a plate. We're using a pie plate. Put your paper towel in it and then put it in there to cool and let it soak up the excess grease. And when she's flipping them,
I'm going to give that one.
give the big one a little bit longer, but she flipped the little perch fillets.
It cooks quickly.
So she's battering up the rest of it right now.
I probably had a ½ inch of oil in there, and I just use canola oil. I don't use olive oil on my fish unless I'm grilling.
Yeah, I mean there's many ways to cook fish on grill and everything else, but as far as frying it, this is the way we usually do it if we're cooking it at home. And sometimes she uses a little deep fryer. She has.
If I'm cooking a lot.
But if you're cooking a lot, you can get that grease hot and dump them in there, and then pull it out with tongs or whatever.
cooks both sides at the same time.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker. So if you're having company and wanting to cook a bunch quick, a deep fryer works really well. But, you know, for just you and Natalie, this skillet will work fine. You do a couple skillets full of it.
We've also taken these fillets like this before and just put a little bit of butter and salt and peppered the fillets and cooked them with no coating.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different, more delicate flavor, but it's very good.
It's good like that too, yeah. So you just have to kind of play with it. Our favorite way, I guess, is this batter, this fish
the
mix.
bad for you way.
Now, a lot of people just use straight cornmeal with salt and pepper in it, and that's okay too. This has a little bit of flavoring seasoning mixed in.
It's probably got a little bit of fine flour
So
too, to make
we
it
like the
crispier.
mix that you buy better, but you could probably make your own and use cornmeal and add your own, you know, little spices or whatever you wanted to it. But a whole lot easier to just go buy a bag of this. But I'm gonna send you a bag of that War Eagle mix. Man, that stuff is so good.
Their hush puppy mix is good too.
Yeah, I'll get you some hush puppy mix too. It's really good. It's made right here in Arkansas, about 40 miles from our house.
You have some of the jelly too. From
Yeah.
Webster. Awesome Webster. Okay.
All right, those little
That
ones.
easily just went through there.
Yeah,
so
just
that's
poked in it.
done.
So that one's done. You can use a fork or you can use a pair of tongs to get it out.
My tongs are in the dishwasher. That's what I'd be using, but they're in the dishwasher.
Put them on there and let them cool, and it'll also absorb some of that excess oil. And see, she got them just barely brown. You don't want to get them real brown. If you cook them till they're really brown dark, then they're overcooked. So just lightly brown them on each side. Boy, it's gonna be good.
I'm feeling those thicker places to make sure it was done. This was a bass fillet,
Yeah, that's off a bass.
and these are brim.
Brim or bluegill, perch. They're basically about all the same. We have several different kind of perch. We have bluegill. We have red eye. Red eye
ear.
get pretty good. Or red ear. No, not red eye. Red ear perch, and they
Basically,
get real
that's-
thick and pretty good size. And then goggle eye is actually in the bass family. Goggle eye is really, really good. Their true name is rock bass, but they look more like a perch instead of a bass. They are excellent. They have really thick, fat fillets off of them, and we catch a ton of those because you can keep a lot of those. We have a limit here on bass. You can only keep 6 a day, and they have to be, a largemouth bass have to be, I think, 12 or 13 inches. And the smallmouth brown bass, like you had in your pictures the other day here, have to be 16 inches? Or 14,
Brown bass?
yeah.
24 inches.
24, they upped it? Oh my gosh, they upped
it's
our
been
brown bass
24
limit to
for
24
several
inches
years.
long. I didn't think it was that high, but
It is.
wow,
That's
that's a good sized fish. Our rivers, we have brown bass, smallmouth. There's some in the lake, but mostly in the rivers, and they like cooler water. And people overfish them. They keep so many of them they shouldn't, and it kind of depletes the stock. So they're changing the limit up so we can keep our good stock of bass in there. So, but
Back and washing my hands.
you doing what? Smile for the camera now. The fish cook. Yeah, that's not a smile. You don't have to take that off ever, Jason. She kind of mean sometimes.
You got the dirty section of the sink in there. You're in trouble.
But oh yeah, the dirty sink. It's real dirty. But yeah, I married her because she could cook and clean fish so good. She didn't have no boat though. I had to kind of think
Shoot, I
about it.
didn't do a very good job on these.
It looked good to me.
I used to be able to do it really good. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we haven't been fishing.
Somebody
and
didn't want to buy me a boat.
cooked any. Well, hopefully maybe next year we're gonna try to get a pontoon boat. But we like fishing the rivers too in our canoe, and I'm gonna attempt my canoe again next year and see how my back holds up. I really miss that. I haven't been in 3 years. So anyway,
Sampling.
all right. Cook gets to sample the first one. Good.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy. All right.
Very good.
I get to try one now, boy. Look at that, buddy. Yum, yum, yum.
Really good.
I'm gonna smack
oh my
for
gosh.
you. Okay.
Super good. You're making a mess.
Smack, smack. anyway, that
Messy.
is pretty much it. Yeah, it's a little messy. Fish will kind of leave an odor in your house for a few hours.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a bad odor. I mean, it smells good because I love fish, but a lot of people like to cook it outside for that reason.
Well, and they're camping, so
And if you're camping, you'll be outside and everything. But anyway, it's even better out camping, cooking over a fire in a skillet like this. But you will need a little skillet or something you can put some grease in and fry them up. So anyway, I hope this helped you out, buddy, and hope you catch a bunch of fish and you guys have a blast eating them. Let me know how it turns out. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off now, and I'll try to get this uploaded tonight for you. Take care, my friend.